Today I'm building the iconic balloon house from Up. So I've wanted to do this for ages and right now feels like the perfect time. As you can see behind me, I have a very, very rough outline of the house. So as you can see, I've tried to make it as precise as possible. But yeah, I can't wait to get into decorating, especially doing like all the balloons and stuff. But with all that said, let's get started. So I think we should start with the exterior first. So it's actually quite like a crazy combination of colors. There's quite a light yellow, which is sort of on this front bit here. And then this wall here is like a lime green, like this, and I think that's an okay shade for now. Obviously not every color is going to be the perfect match. Then down here is like a salmon orangey kind of color, and then we actually get a nice blue for this top bit here. And as you can see guys, the reason I pre-built the exterior is because it took me ages. I had to use all basic shapes, and then there's not really that many pictures of the side, so I guess I'm just gonna continue the same colors. And oh my gosh, you guys, how crazy does this house look so far? The only thing is, as you can see on the original house, like the front part of the roof is blue, but on Bloxburg you cannot just change like the front. So the only thing I can maybe think to do is try and use like these custom planks. And oh my gosh, that was surprisingly much easier than I thought. That looks really nice as well. And now we just sort of need to texture everything. And then these front ones are more like traditional brick, but you can't really see the brick on the front, so I might keep this as smooth. And now we can do the windows, which are actually probably the most unique thing in this house. So I'd say these ones here are probably the closest, and they've got this very light like lavender color. And honestly guys, it's so hard recreating things. If you've ever tried to recreate a build on Bloxburg, you can just relate to how hard this is. And then there's just one singular window on the top, and you know what, I think it will look much better when there's actually things inside to look into. And then as far as I can see, the front door is actually pretty normal. It's just a traditional looking front door. And now is actually quite a fun part. We get to build the porchway. So the porch isn't massive at all. It's probably about that high, and also the entire building is surrounded in this adorable picket fence, which funnily enough, Bloxburg actually has like the exact type of fence. The only thing I've kind of messed up is this roof bit. I think these need to come out a little bit, and there we go. It's a small detail, but I am trying to make this as accurate as possible. Then again, we've actually got like the perfect pillars in Bloxburg, these like thin ones, and I'm actually going to paint these fences and the pillars like bright white to sort of add to like the cartoon theme of the house. So anyway, next, as you can see, there's like this weird ladder thing, and that's what I'm trying to recreate here. So I'm thinking we use this tiny little resized square, and guys, the effort I am going to just to do this tiny little ladder is actually insane, but I think it was worth it because that actually looks so cute and kind of really accurate. Anyway, I have just realized that there's some like bright yellow wall trims along this wall, and then garage wise, it's literally the most basic garage going, guys. Then for the front garden, basically they just have a little path leading up, and then because it's like a cartoony kind of house, they just have the most classic grass, which by the way, I just think this looks so iconic, and adding that grass has literally helped this house so much. But let's do a little side comparison just for now. That looks pretty accurate if you ask me, but you guys know me and I'm quite a perfectionist, so there is actually some window sills. Then in the garden, there's just like the classical things you have in a cartoon house. They have like a lawnmower as well. Then they do have like some bushes and shrubs just around the place. Then over here, they have like a little mailbox. And then actually guys, if we head into new, this is where some of the new like rose bushes are coming in handy. Oh wait, those are strawberries. But yeah, they do actually have some like shrubs around the outside of the house. And then they definitely have a big tree over here. I don't know if it's like this Japanese style tree, but if we actually paint it green, as you can see, that looks a bit like a cartoon tree. And then there's something not quite right about this top window for me. I think it needs like a little border. I know I'm just being too much of a perfectionist now, but yeah guys, for now, that is the exterior pretty much done. Of course, we haven't added the massive balloon thing, but I'm saving that for a little bit later because I have an amazing idea for it. But yeah, now let's head inside, and as you can see, it's actually pretty spacious inside here, and I did actually manage to make it so there's like an upstairs as well in here. Oh, although there's a tree poking through. Let's fix that. But yeah, obviously we don't actually have many pictures of the inside of the house, so I'm just going to assume it's got sort of like the same vibrant color, sort of cartoon feel inside the house. So that's exactly the vibe I'm going to go for. But first, let me add in all the foundations, like the wall trims. And okay, so here's quite an important part. We've got to decide what texture we want for the floor. Like I said, we want it to be kind of cartoony. Yeah, it's not like I'm going to put this as the floor because that is just outright ugly. But I'm thinking maybe a texture like this. And I don't know why. I feel like I remember from the films, the walls were like a beige color because didn't like an old man live here? But yeah, this is actually looking kind of good already, and we haven't even done anything really. But the most important thing that I want to put in first is where the stairs are going to go. So let's put some railings on here so like the old grandpa who lives here doesn't fall off. And I feel like a house like this wouldn't really be open plan, so I'm going to close it off a little bit. So over in the back, I'm thinking we should have the kitchen. Then next to it, we can maybe have the dining room. Then this room here should maybe be a big living room. So I'm thinking the first bit of crazy color should be on the stairs. Not too crazy, but just a bit of vibrant blue. I'm feeling like these doors are kind of like old style. And then just to be a little bit different, I think into the dining room, we should have like a big opening. Anyway, let's now start with the entryway. So what I do remember is there was this massive chair that the man would always sit on. And guys, do not comment. This is so ugly. Like I said, it's meant to be sort of cartoon vibes. Anyway, we'll have a table along this wall here. And then on this, oh my gosh, we can just put these books. And for once, we don't have to color them because crazy color sort of goes with the house. And then we'll have a big carpet in the entrance. And this is where we can get a bit funky with the colors. Maybe like a green carpet. Ooh, that actually doesn't look too bad. And oh my gosh, guys, look at my money. 22222. I love getting like angel numbers. But yeah, let's get rid of this basic light. And I feel like in cartoon houses, they always have like a chandelier. And yeah, I don't need to add too much to the entryway. It is not really a significant part of the house. So now let's move into the kitchen. So we can only guess that there's similar windows in the kitchen to the rest of the house. And then the most cartoon counters are honestly probably the modern ones. So I'm thinking maybe this cute pink. It kind of looks like Barbie's kitchen in here. Anyway, now let's get things like the oven. But I do feel like we should maybe change the wallpaper to be a bit more like pink. And honestly, guys, this is such a fun build for me. I love doing things that aren't just like typical houses. Anyway, I'm going to put some decals along this wall here to have like pink marble or something. We'll change that when we come in. And then over on this bit here, I'm going to buy a new expensive coffee machine. And oh my gosh, wait, something I'm not going to forget, the sink. And now we just have this really empty space in the middle. So who knows if the up house has an island, but we're going to add one. And oh my gosh, wait, which stools should we use? Which ones give cartoon? These do. Oh wait, why is all the cartoon stuff so small? Instead, I guess we'll just use these simple stools. And I'm actually going to make these blue to switch from the pink theme. And you can't lie, this does have the vibe of the up house. And I was just about to say we're done, but I realized we haven't got a fridge. And I honestly think the cheapest one is giving cartoon. And oh my gosh, guys. And oh my gosh, guys. Building like this is actually wild. Imagine having this as like your actual Bloxburg house. I mean, I ain't judging anyone. But okay, next up is the dining room. So let's just get a very, very classic dining table like this. And cartoon houses always have a fireplace, so we'll add one of them. And that actually reminds me, do you know what we forgot, which is quite an important part? We forgot to add a chimney on the top. Tiny detail, but that'll be important later because the chimney is actually what the balloons are connected to. But that was a relatively simple room to do. And now we have the living room, which is actually massive. So I'm going to make this area over here dedicated to like the man's armchair. And then I'm pretty sure like the living room has loads of bookshelves in. I mean, I am just completely guessing here. Anyway, I don't think I've ever actually used these uneven books, guys, but these look so cartoonish, even though this is literally my nightmare right now, guys. Anyway, we'll get another one of these reading lamps. And you know what? He will definitely have some slippers, and I'm going to keep them pink just because that's funny to imagine an old man walking around in pink slippers. And then this front part, I think, should be like the main living room. And you know what? Actually, I haven't added any of yet, some paintings. And yeah, I'm thinking that looks pretty nice for the living room. So the last room downstairs is the garage, which is the literal definition of a mess. But I did just want to pay some attention to it because I wanted to add the most cartoon car Bloxburg has to offer, the rote. And now we can go upstairs. So as you can see, it looks a bit like a mess from this angle, but I've actually fixed it. So let's do the layout. I think this room in here should be the hallway. Then we can have a room here, maybe like a bathroom in here, and then a massive bedroom along this front bit. Okay, so we've got our little hallway bit. So as you can see, there's 2 bedrooms and a bathroom. And I swear there's like a boy in the film. So this back room is going to be like his room. We'll put like a feature wall there. I'm going to kind of theme this room like mostly around the cartoons. We'll give him like this classic bed. And I'm not going to add loads of pillows, but I can't help myself, but maybe add this one. Anyway, a desk could be this one. Oh, this one looks good for a cartoon. And somebody actually commented on one of my videos. They were like, Reese's, your accent changes all the time. My accent is British, but sometimes I just like to turn Australian or American. And then a bedside table is definitely needed in here. And I know exactly what lamp I'm going to use. The little penguin one. Oh, the penguin looks like it's rolling its eyes at me. Yeah, that is the little room done. You guys thought that room was basic? Get ready for this bathroom. It's literally going to be a toilet, shower, and a sink. And then there's one more room to do. It's the old man's bedroom. So to be fair, he can probably get his own ensuite. Like, if we're being serious here, there's plenty of room. But since we're on a roll with the bathroom, we might as well absolutely speed run this one and get it done done so quick. And it's so fun building bathrooms with vibrant colors. I feel like bathrooms are just meant to be vibrant. But anyway, to finish off this bathroom, we'll add a tiny stool, and I think that's good. But yeah, Grandpa is getting this bed because do not tell me that does not look like a Grandpa bed. Then we'll put a little plant on a table here. And you know what, guys? For this final one, let's smash it out of the park and give Grandpa a big wardrobe. And now we're done with the inside, so it's the moment you've all been waiting for, the balloons. So I have two methods of doing this, guys, and I'm so stuck on what one to use. We could do the obvious option, which is placing down like 1,000 of these, like really high up on here. But I feel like in proportion to the house, these look so tiny. So the other option is to get a bush, and as you can see, there's a round one, and we can give it like different aesthetic colors. As you can see, this is apparently a gender reveal, and I feel like those would look way better as balloons. And then the way we're going to get them to stay in the air is basically using this basic cube and make it really wide. And then I'm pretty sure if you use a carpet, it will like keep the stuff up here. Oh my gosh, wait, it's too high. Let's bring it down a little bit. Yeah, I'm pretty sure if we put these, then delete that. Yes, that will work. Okay, that is going to be our plan. So to be honest, I think it would make sense to start from the bottom when doing these balloons. So I will color them all later, guys. Do not worry. But let's just see what this looks like so far. Oh my gosh, that is going to look so cool. The only thing that I'm kind of worried about is that we're going to reach like the top of the plot. But nah, I'm sure we'll be fine. Let's hope anyway. Oh my gosh, you guys, we've got the third layer done, and that actually is looking so cool. Like I said, I will change some of the colors. Okay, you guys, this is my progress so far, and I don't actually know how much higher we can go. Oh my gosh, okay, it's like about here-ish. So I think we can only get like one more layer. And to be honest with you, from this view, I don't think it looks too bad. But the one final thing I want to do is get a structural beam so it can at least look like the balloons are attached to a string or something. And there we go, guys. I have finally finished building the house from up. So if we walk up to the pathway and just zoom in, I'm sorry, I actually think this looks pretty accurate. So there's not really much outside except from the massive balloon thing taking this house into outer space. Anyway, as you go inside, we have just like a typical like cartoony old man house. So in here on the right, we have the living room. So I did try to keep some aspects of the film, like the old man's chair. And then through here, we have the kitchen, which is basically Barbie's dream house. I was just trying to make things colorful, guys, and then it turned into Barbie's kitchen, okay? Then here's the dining room, probably the most basic place downstairs. Then upstairs, we have a lot of doors, but there's actually only 3 rooms. So the first room is like a bedroom. Next door, we have the bathroom. So it has a shower. And to be fair, this is actually quite detailed in here. And then the very last room is the grandpa's room. So this actually looks like it could probably be in a normal house, apart from the pink windows. And then he obviously has his very own colorful ensuite as well. But yeah, that was me recreating the iconic house from Up. I think personally I did a really good job of the outside anyway. If you guys liked the video, make sure to hit subscribe. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.